Are you or a loved one disabled? Do you feel alone, lost, and confused as to how to win your Social Security case? If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have so many questions and you're desperately looking for the answers. Hi, my name is Avi Leibovic, and I'm the owner at Benefits for All and the lead attorney at Avi Leibovic Associates. Over the course of my 20-year career, I've overseen the processing and screening of over 500,000 disability cases, working with the largest hospitals, neighborhood clinics, primary care physicians, and even individuals who had no access to care at all. My strategies for how to win the case have made me one of the top experts in Social Security law in the entire nation. My life and my career were going great. And then one day it all came crashing down. It started first with some abdominal pains. And before I knew it, I'd been admitted to the hospital several times and I required multiple surgeries. I found myself unable to work and disabled and in desperate need of my own benefits. I understand exactly how you feel. I was in your shoes. And I'm going to take you through the process and help you and give you everything that I know so that you can win your case. I'm recovered and I'm back at work. And I have a newfound passion for helping disabled people because I myself have been there too. Call our office today for a free screening and to see how we can help you with your Social Security case. At the same time, enjoy these videos and webinars that we've prepared to help you understand how to win your Social Security case. Hi everyone, this is Avi Leibovic and you're watching another one of the amazing webinars that's offered by Benefits for All, where we teach you how to win your case without the need for an attorney. Again, I always encourage everyone to consider working with an attorney or working with a non-attorney hearing representative or a social worker or someone who is very familiar with the Social Security disability process. But over the years, I've represented thousands of clients and so many people say to me, you know what, I think I can do this on my own. I'm not sure that I need an attorney or I need to pay so much money for attorney expenses. Well, I leave that up to you, and the purpose of these webinars is for you to decide if in fact you want to download some webinars and represent yourself and try to win your case on your own, or if you want to educate yourself to the process so you can be more of a player in what's going on, or again, if you want to learn a little bit more about me, Avi Leibovic, and the services that we offer and consider perhaps either working with our office or working with another office to go ahead and represent you on your case. I'm standing here again in beautiful New Hampshire in the White Mountain National Forest, and I'm standing particularly in an area called the Lost River Canyon over here, which is a magnificent, glorious, beautiful place. I have had the opportunity to go around not just the United States, but different parts of the world, and I can't remember the last time I've been in such a beautiful place. If you live in New Hampshire and you haven't been to the Lost River Canyon, I encourage you to come here. If you're visiting and driving through, this is absolutely, positively one of the best stops. The colors, the sounds, the smell, the aroma, it's just unbelievable, and it's an amazing place. So with that, the topic of this particular webinar is going to be how to best utilize your time. I'm going to give that topic because we're standing in front of a waterfall over here, one of the many beautiful sites over here in the Lost River Canyon. And you know, water in many parts of the world is not readily available. It's not clean, or it's a drought or famine. It's not available at all. Water is a very, very precious commodity. In America, we are very, very blessed and very lucky to not have those type of struggles. But turn on the news, open the newspaper, and any day you'll see that there are parts of the world that don't have access to running beautiful water that's coming from a clean source and where it's just, you know, in abundance. And I think that when you look at that and you look at water as a commodity, there are a lot of other things which are not necessarily in abundance. There's not a lot of things which are going to be, you know, everlasting and without a limit. And one of those things is time. Your time is not without limits. Your time is not with abundance, especially when you're sick. When you're sick and you need help and you think you're disabled, you don't have all the time in the world, just like maybe in certain parts of the world, they don't have all the water in the world. You just don't have all the time in the world. So for the next 4 or 5 minutes, I want to talk a little bit about time management. As an attorney who's represented thousands of claimants and have won thousands of cases, I want to tell you that some people think that the most important part of the case is the medical records. And that's true, that's a very important part of the case. I promise you, you will not win your case if your medical records do not show that you're disabled. Some people will think that the most important part of the case is all the forms and the documentation, and I got to fill it out right. And that is important. If you don't fill out the forms and you don't have the documentation correct, you're not going to win your case. But you know what else is a very, very important part of the case? It might be one of the most important part of the cases, and that is your time. Your time is precious. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get lost in the administrative maze that's part of the Social Security Administration. You're going to get lost in the steps, in the chronology of the Social Security disability process. Am I at an application level? Am I at a reconsideration level? I'm at a hearing level. Who do I call? Which office? Is it a district office? Is it the ODAR office, the hearing office? Is it the disability determination services? Who am I talking to? What do I have to send stuff to? I'm so confused. Oh my goodness. And look at the time. I have to go to the doctor today, and I have to take my medicine. And I only have a few hours a day where my body feels good, where I'm able to function. Sometimes I have clients who can't get out of bed in the morning. It takes them a couple hours to get going. Some clients who need to rest every couple hours. They can't walk too long. They can't carry too much. How much can you really do? How much time do you have to really work your case? The purpose of these webinars is to help you manage your time so that you understand who you're talking to, what you need to complete, what is the most efficient way to complete it, right? And how to make sure that everything is done correctly the first time so that your case gets approved the first time. Let's give an example. Medical records. You're going to need to submit your medical records to the Social Security Administration if you want them to approve you for disability benefits. Now, how do you get your medical records? Everyone in every state has a different setup. Some of you live in big cities, some of you live in more rural areas, some of you might live in desert areas, forest areas. Some of you may have access to primary care physicians, some of you may have access to clinics, some of you may have access to hospitals, some of you may have access to all of them. So you have a lot of different variables, and when I speak now, I have to have everything in mind for whoever's watching this video across the entire United States. So let's assume you're a person who's lucky enough to have access to, let's say, a general physician, right? Somehow you have your regular doctor. And let's say if you're really lucky, somehow you're in a part of the United States where maybe you can go to a specialist. You have something wrong with your spine, or maybe something wrong with your heart, or something is wrong, God forbid, with your brain, or whatever it is. You need to go to a specialist. Now you have your primary care physician, you have a specialist. And you've been hospitalized 2 times in 2 different hospitals. So you have 4 sources of medical records that you need to get. Your primary care physician, your specialist, and 2 different hospitals, Hospital 1 and Hospital 2. Time management. How are you feeling? Do you have a car? Are you using the bus? Do you have someone to transport you? Do you have a cell phone? Do you have a regular phone? Do you have a fax machine? Are you handwriting it, the request? Are you emailing the request? Are you faxing the request? How are you receiving it? Some of the hospitals these days, they only send it to you in digital format. Do you have an email address where you can receive the digital format? Some of them will fax it to you. You have a fax machine where you can receive it. Do you have a mailbox? There's many people that I know who live in shelters. I've represented thousands of homeless individuals who've had mail and documentation sent to their worker at their shelter where they sleep every night. These are all items which you have to have in consideration and will suck your time. It will suck your time, it will suck your energy, and it will discourage you from the process. I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to win your case. I want these webinars to help you, and I want you to understand that unless you have the knowledge, right? Unless you have an understanding of what you need to do in order to win your case, you're going to have a very, very difficult time winning your case. By watching more and more of these webinars, whether it's the basic package, whether it's a premium package, whether it's a deluxe package, whichever format you buy, you're going to learn how to write the application correctly the first time, how to request the hearing correctly the first time, how to order your medical records, where to send them, how to receive them, how to review them. There's so many different pieces that you need to know that if you don't know what you're doing, not only will you pull your hair out of your head, you're going to just be spinning your wheels and wasting your time and wasting your time and wasting your time. What do you need if you don't have a car? What do you need to take a bus and go all the way to the hospital and wait in line and go ahead and fill out a request for medical records only to be told, well, we only take a cashier check? Oh my goodness, I just took a bus here. I just waited an hour in line. You tell me you need a cashier check? What, can I give you a cash? No. Can I give you a credit card? No. Cashier check. and I need an authorization and a release from the doctor before. There's so many pieces. You need to have management of your time and make the proper phone calls before you go down to a location, before you submit something, to make sure that you have everything with you, to make sure you understand how much it's going to cost you, to understand how much time it's going to take you to secure whatever it is that you need, and how you're going to receive it and how you're going to deliver it. Again, I'm here in beautiful, beautiful New Hampshire. We're in the Lost River, Rough River Canyon property over here where a person can come and check it out. It's a privately owned property. It's beautiful. I don't want you to get lost in the process. I also want you to remember the waterfall and remember that right now it seems that there's an unlimited amount of water that's coming from the source, wherever that source is. Unfortunately, we don't all have an unlimited amount of time. Many of us, even we're sick. We have a clock, so to speak, that's counting, because often where there's some medical conditions where they just kind of stay the same, meaning you're sick and perhaps let's say you broke a hip. You know, it's difficult to walk and it's going to kind of stay like that. But as you get older, it's going to get worse. But then there's other medical conditions, perhaps a cancer or some other type of infection, where with every passing day, your medical condition gets worse and worse and worse. Time is not something that you can waste. You need to get your benefits. You need to get your award of benefits, so that way, number one, you can get the money to purchase your medication, to go to the doctors, to pay for a housekeeper or a helper or an assistant, a care attendant, to pay for medication, to pay for food, to pay for shelter. You need these things. Time is probably the most valuable thing that you have, and it's the most valuable part of the case of managing your time, in addition to understanding the medical records and the medical condition and understanding the forms. Time, time, time. Again, my name is Avi Leibovic. If you need help managing your time, watch some more of these webinars. We'll save you a lot of time. If you feel that perhaps you started the process on your own, and again, you're a little bit lost and you're scared and you don't know how to move forward, www.benefitsforall, check it out. We're happy to help if we can help you. Whichever state you're in, we're happy to help you. And once again, if you live in New Hampshire, come check this out. It's not too far away. And if you're visiting, this is an amazing, beautiful place to come visit. And we should all appreciate the time that we have. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much. Good luck on your application. Thank you very much.